Hey everyone, it's Kyle from Cool Collectibles. I did just post my review of the Asmus Toys Legolas figure here, but there are a few things I should probably point out that I did not in the original review since I didn't finish putting him all together. And the exercise in putting him together and futzing him around, I found an absolute pain in the ass, to be honest. And that could just be me, but I found it quite frustrating. One aspect I do mention in the review about the head sculpt being quite rigid, and taking it off to put the cloak on and then trying to put it back on to get around all of this stuff at the back here was an exercise in frustration for sure. The hair I had to dip pretty much in boiling water to get it to soften enough to be able to fold up against the scabbards here. And I guess because the cloak has got this hood, you really do need to fold that hood down through the wires and so on and get it around the hair. So that was quite difficult. Getting the head back on itself was very, very difficult. I had to put the peg into hot water and and part of the neck as well to try and just get that peg back in. I don't know if it was just mine, but I found it quite hard to get the head back on. And of course with the badge here, I'm not even going to bother trying and rotate it back around the other way to get that as movie accurate as possible. I'm just going to leave it as is because that was more effort than I really wanted to put into it. And as you can see, I do mention in the review that it does force the head to look down, and I guess he is looking down there, and because of the angle of the neck joint and the neck itself, it's very, very hard to get him looking straight. But on the troll head, I guess looking down isn't so bad on display. The other aspect I had a lot of trouble with is the hands. I did have to dip the hands in and the wrists in boiling water for quite a long while actually. The holes in the hands for the pegs are just tiny. And you really do need to have it very, very soft to get any play in putting the damn pegs back in there. So I would definitely have some boiling water handy. The other aspect that was a bit painful was just making sure that the pants sort of get tucked into the boots nicely, particularly on the right foot here that is bent. They do tend to the tights too tend to stick out past the boots here, and you do just need to be careful to push them down and push the legs in as far as you can go. I've pushed it pretty much as far as it can go without me having to be really worried about snapping anything off. But the angles of the two boots is pretty realistic, I guess, but it was quite painful in trying to get them aligned and push the legs in, so at least it doesn't look like he's too tall or anything like that. I think you might be able to push it in a little bit further, but I'm not going to risk it too much. Also, I guess with the bent knee, it would have been nice. I did think it was a double jointed knee, but it's got this weird sort of joint at the top, which gives it that flat knee look, which isn't ideal. But I think on frontal display like that, that's probably as good as I'm going to get it. I think that covers up most of the issues. The cloak itself, yes, this pin here for the quiver strap really does get in the way. They really should have loosened that a little bit to give it a bit more play, especially around the cloak as well. So that's pretty much it. So just go slow and try not to break anything. I definitely almost snapped that off, which would have, I don't know if that would have meant the cloak would be useless, but I'm not going to try and rotate that in case all the threads start coming off. So I'll pretty much leave it as is, I think. And it's probably worth that he's on the troll head, because if he was just standing next to the others on the ground, he'd be looking down all the time, I think. So I think it's best to leave him on the troll head. So hopefully you like that quick look at the issues I had. Hopefully you guys go better than I do. Many futzers out there do a far better job than I do. And some of the photos that they've put on the Sideshow Freaks, for example, have been pretty awesome. So I think I'm happy enough with this particular pose. He's not stretching this bowstring too hard. So I'll probably leave him like that for the time being. So that's pretty much it. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.